Hey guys, this is Lee, and in this video I'm going to share with you some things that I learned from a young girl that sailed much less than me. By watching Annika and other young sailors sail around the race course, I learned some things that I'm going to share with you. And so in this video I'm also going to share with you 5 things to help you become a better sailor. I was asked by AeroSouth to evaluate some new blades that they made, a new Daggerboard and a new Rudder. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but they asked me to review the new blades. And so I did that, but I also wanted to get more information from someone who's not 195 pounds and old enough to know what this is. So I asked Annika, and she agreed to test them out for me. But before we get to the video, can someone tell me what this is? I thought it was a phone, so if you know what this is, please leave a comment down below. All it does is click. So if you can click the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe so I can share more good sailing information with more sailors out there. And now to the video. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, here we have Annika. And how old are you, Annika?
15.
15. And how long have you been sailing Sunfish for?
2 years.
2 years. What else do you sail, Annika?
I also sail lasers and J105s.
Okay, nice. And then what's your favorite boat?
I think laser has to be my favorite boat. It's
Okay.
also what I spend the most time on.
All right, nice. And how long have you been sailing laser for?
2 years.
2 years, okay. You were using the AeroSouth Rudder and Daggerboard. What was your initial feeling about the blades?
I did notice that there was absolutely no weather helmet.
Okay.
Yeah. You could barely feel the rudder.
In the beginning, we were sailing in what kind of conditions? There were little white caps, right?
Yeah. The wind was getting on the higher end, but, you know, not intensely hiking yet.
Okay. Was it easier to sail with the blades versus the old rudder?
I think it was a little bit easier. There was no resistance, which makes rounding marks easier, especially going on to downwind driving.
Nice. Did you feel any speed difference?
I did notice a speed difference.
You did. Okay. How about the pointing difference on the blades?
I did notice that I could point a little bit higher.
A little bit. Was it a markedly difference or just slightly?
It was a slight difference,
Okay.
but like a few degrees.
A few degrees. Okay. Let's take a look at Annika's sailing. As she's going upwind right after the start. She did not have a particularly good start and is starting in the second or third row. She is heading out to the left here, and Doug is all the way to the left in the 16 boat, followed by Joe, and I can't see the other one. She's definitely in 4th place. However, she is sailing slightly higher, and she got a later start. So let's see how it goes about as they start heading out to the left side. Joe clears his air, and he's meeting up with Annika, and he tacks underneath her. And she's still climbing higher. Doug tacks over to port and is heading to the right, and Annika tacks underneath him, so they're the first two to go to the left and tack to port. And as the wind got lighter as the day went on, did you feel anything different from the old rudders compared to the new ones?
I didn't notice as much of a difference in the lighter air.
Okay, so how about the boat handling with the old rudder, old Daggerboard versus the new ones?
I think with the new Daggerboard, there was much less resistance when roll tacking, which made it easier. I could definitely roll tack much more easily.
And you think that was because of the rudder?
I think that was because of the Daggerboard.
Do you think it rotates on the Daggerboard easier?
Yeah, I'm also on the lighter side, so it is kind of hard for me to roll tack at times.
Okay, and you're 15 years old. How tall are you?
5'8".
You're on the smaller end of the sailor compared to the rest of the fleet, I would say, right?
Yeah.
So do you think in the heavier, over 15 miles an hour, how do you think the new blades would handle?
I think it would be definitely beneficial in heavier air.
Okay.
Especially like when jibing, especially.
Okay, nice. All right, do you have anything else that you want to contribute to this?
I did feel like I was stalling a little bit more when tacking on the starboard, which was the headed tack today, but
Oh, okay.
besides that.
So after you got on from port to starboard tack, you felt that you were stalling a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, did you how did you fix that as the day went on?
I kind of was just trying to over-tack a little bit, let out my main sheet, and then point up after.
Okay. So, all right. So, and then another thing I think you mentioned before, when you're going slow, did you notice any difference in the sculling abilities or non-abilities?
I don't think you could scull very much with the rudder.
Okay, but when you're sailing a laser, you can't do that either, right?
I think when you're sailing laser, you can.
There's more angle on the laser rudder.
I think so.
Okay, excellent. So this is Annika from Sea Cliff Yacht Club, Long Island, New York. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. So we're going to look at this start at the Sea Cliff Frostbite race. There's 4345. He's looking at the weather. So one of those things that you want to be looking for as a sailor, not just a racer, is where the weather is coming from. So 4345 is Billy. He's a SUNY maritime sailor from college, and he decides to go to the right. Now all the way to the left, you'll see Griffin. He actually went over early and had to reround. His number is 81334. But what he did, he actually figured out he made a mistake. He corrected his mistake, and now he's sailing for better weather, which is port tack point. Now look at number 11, who just crossed behind Griffin. But one thing that number 11, who's Nick, his boat is a little bit out of balance, and he cannot keep it flat very easily. He's a little bit on the smaller side, so he's given a lot of credit for sailing in a heavier wind right now. But he, as you can see, he's having trouble trimming in his sail as compared to Annika, who's the third person on the, who's in front of him actually, and she's trimming in really tight, and her boat is flatter, so she has a better balanced boat. With a better balanced boat, even if you're not racing and cruising, you can sail better, more efficiently, and make better time. So be careful about the weight placement, your sail trim, also where you put your cargo, your unused sails, and coolers full of ice. Just saw Annika sail off towards the right, and Doug is covering her, and we're coming to the windward mark. And let's see what happens over here. So Billy and Griffin went to the right in clear air, and now we have Annika and Doug, who's the Frostbite fleet captain for the Sunfish Frostbite fleet at Sea Cliff, converging all at the same time. Even with Griffin's terrible start and restart, the Fordham University sailor ground his way back to second place. Now Annika is only 15 years old and has only 2 years experience in a Sunfish, and is all the way at the top with Billy, who's been sailing for years, Griffin, and also Doug, who's probably been sailing a lot longer than she's been alive. Another thing is, you can see we got Joe coming in, and he hasn't given up even though he had a tough start. So one thing that you need to know is never give up. What all these young sailors has taught us is that they got better because they sailed in as many boats as possible, and also they're sailing with more experienced people, so their ability to learn is that much faster. So if you got any value from this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. And ring that notification bell so you know when we come out with a new video. I give a big thank you to everyone who subscribed, and I appreciate that a lot.